Hello, besties. Welcome to another episode of Martinez with Eddie, your ultimate destination for everything Bravo. You're gonna join me when we're gonna spill the tea, dissect the drama, and uncork the juiciest gossip from your favorite reality TV shows. Today, I have a guest that I'm so excited to have. She not only runs one podcast, she runs two podcasts, which is amazing. That's hard to do. Like, I have one and I'm like struggling by myself, but she has two extremely successful podcasts. One of them being Namaste Bitches with no other than the iconic OG Housewife of New Jersey, Teresa Guidice. Let me introduce to the stage the amazing Melissa Pfeister.
What's
Hi.
up, Eddie?
How you doing, Melissa?
So happy to be here. I'm so happy. We've been talking about this, and my
Yes.
dumbass had delayed it. Um,
Yes.
and I'm just so happy to be here. Your Twitter, Eddie, is freaking fire. Are you kidding? And Twitter, Melissa Old Nose, my girl Gabriella. I don't think this would even be happening with the two of us if it weren't for her.
I agree. I love her so much.
Love her.
She's been such a great part of my love for everything New Jersey. I grew up in New Jersey, so I've been watching New Jersey my whole entire life. I grew up in Richwood, so I used to watch them film the first season in my town. So it's like a full
No.
circle moment. Yes, yes.
Holy
It,
crap. That's amazing.
yeah, honestly, the first time that I saw, like, I think at that point it wasn't like announced yet, but I saw camera crews in my town, and I saw like these ladies walking around, and I think I saw Teresa with Dina at one point, and Dina was at a restaurant. It was crazy. It was crazy times. So now we're here,
Full
a
circle. Look at this. I love
decade and
it.
a half.
You know what? Next time we'll have Teresa on with
Oh,
us.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love
Have fun.
Teresa. Talking about podcasts and stuff like that, I want you to start by telling me the story how you got into doing this, because this is a crazy world. I mean, Bravo is a
Crazy.
crazy world to get
It's
into,
crazy. Insane.
especially when you have an opinion. So, how
Yes.
you got started on this?
So I was talking to a production company based out of New York, and they were getting into podcasts. And they said, would you want to do one? And I had never in my life even listened to a podcast. So, but I was like, sure, because I say yes to everything. So they said, well, what's like your thing? And I said, well, I know nutrition and food. I'm a certified nutritionist. I said, I know food, nutrition, I know sports. And I said, unfortunately or not, I know Bravo. Like I really know Bravo. And so they said, oh, well, we actually, have close ties with Bravo. They produce Watch What Happens Live. So Bravo was like a big thing for them. And they said, let's do it. And I came up with the name Side Piece. I just feel like names are big deals.
Yes.
So I love the name Side Piece for some reason. And they're like, what is the hook then? And we kind of came up with, let's do all the best sides of Bravo. So like normally everyone's always going after the Teresas, the main people, right? The Portias, whatever. This is the side, the Frank Catanias, the Seth Marks, the best sides that make up our favorite Bravo Leps. I'm like, that's
Yes.
cool. Like let's try it. But then after a while, I'm like, no, I love the sides, but I want freaking everybody. Like I want everyone. So then we started doing mains. Like I think Tamra actually from Tamra Judge was one of
Yes.
my like first mains.
Wow.
And I was just then getting greedy. I'm like, I want more, I want more, I want more. And it like side piece became, it started as like your ultimate side on Bravo to just a side piece. Like it's your way to get away. It's your side piece after a stressful day or kids, marriage, whatever, to encompass everybody. Because then I had like Brian Austin Green from 90210. I had Emily Hampshire from Schitt's Creek. So like I started branching out even more so than just Bravo. But it all started for my love of Bravo. That's how it all started.
And that's one thing that we have all in common. We start from that perspective that we love Bravo as our escape from
Totally.
the world. This is
Totally.
our escape.
Right.
And then becomes like, okay, I have an opinion. Let's see how it goes. Let's see if it sticks to people. And then, as you can see, people definitely take Bravo so seriously
Seriously. Oh my
that,
God, it's
I
insane.
mean,
It's insane. You know what though, Eddie? Because like I'm huge into sports. And so for me, it's not that, I mean, it's crazy. They're crazy, but it's not that crazy because I'm like a psycho sports fan. So I go hard for my team, and anyone who is like their direct competitor, like
oh
game
yeah.
over. I'll see him walking down the street wearing the hat or a t-shirt, and I'm like flicking him off because like I go hard for my teams. So I get it in the Bravo world. Like you have your team, you have your person that you are like die hard for, and anybody else is like enemy. So I get it. I get it.
And you
Doesn't mean I
see,
enjoy it. Like when I'm on the receiving end of someone who certain things I do or like my co-host, it's not like I love it, but I get it. I appreciate it. People have like their loves. So
that's right.
yeah.
I always tell people that like I try my best to ignore the noise
Yeah.
perhaps because the noise can get a little overwhelming sometimes,
Right.
but it's part of knowing that your opinion somehow bothers somebody else that gives
Right.
me satisfaction.
Totally. Totally. You know what? And I have such thick skin just from playing sports and like just in general. So this stuff, I remember when I first started, someone was like, why? Okay, so like it was in the middle of like COVID. No one's doing anything. I clearly am very blonde. My roots were like growing out. I wasn't going to get my hair done. It was COVID. Like, I don't give a shit. I'm sitting at home. I don't care what my roots look like. And
Yeah.
someone left a message saying, why did you paint a black streak down the middle of your head? And I'm like, is this what I'm dealing with? Really? After that, I was like, nothing bothers me. I mean, it's just stupidity. It's just stupidity. Like, so I am fine. Like, I don't read it because I've gotten it from every angle. If I do read it, it doesn't bother me, or I'll just kill them with kindness. Like,
That's right. That's
you
right.
know,
The first time that I encountered this type of hate, that was that's when I learned to ignore the noise.
yeah,
Somebody had the time of their lives to screenshot my photos, go in on Photoshop and distort my face, make my eyes gigantic, my nose
they're crazy.
ginormous, and I'm like, I want to answer you. I wanted to respond to your hateful tweets, but you know what? You're just a fan, man.
You're
Like
just an
like
asshole. Totally.
yeah, like
Totally.
go keep doing it. Keep bringing my more track to my account.
Totally.
Good
Keep
for you.
talking about me, please. Keep talking about
Yes,
because guess what? They're all going to go and check out who I am. So there's more for me. Thank you.
that's
Yeah,
right.
no, I know. It
That's
doesn't,
the game.
it doesn't bother me. I get actually probably more pissed when it was just me doing side piece, it didn't bother me. But now also doing Namaste Bitches with Teresa, I probably get more pissed about anything negative that comes towards her. That's what actually pisses me off more than anything that comes to me because I've seen it all. It doesn't bother me. But like when you attack somebody or come after somebody that like I love,
Mhm.
that's when I really get pissed.
Especially because you're so close to that person that you probably know more than the people who are attacking her.
Right, right,
And you feel
exactly.
like you have no idea what you're talking about,
Right.
yet you feel so entitled to this hateful, narrative that you have in your head about
Totally.
somebody that you truly don't know, you know?
Well, it's good though, because now, like with Teresa and I, we bring those things up. Like we bring them
Yeah.
to light. So if someone wants to come and say something, then I'm like, you know what? And I talk about it. And I have my justifications for like people all the time, oh, she's so thin, eat a burger. They don't know the stomach issues I've had for the last 20 years. Like, or I just kissed Teresa's ass. I'm like, I don't just kiss Teresa's ass. You don't know any of our conversations that we have all day long on the phone. And being nice to somebody doesn't mean you're kissing ass, because then that would
Yeah.
mean I'm kissing ass to my husband. I'm kissing my kid's ass. So me telling my 5 and 4-year-old, I love you. I'm so proud of you. You're amazing. Is that kissing ass? So,
No,
it's all just with a grain of salt, but I do like to bring it up and like really hit it head on. So
yeah,
then those people that are going to say something stupid again, they don't.
that's right. As part of the show, I want to get a shout out to those who join. You can leave questions if you want to in the live chat. And I want to show this message right here from Sugar Ethan. She said, "Peace and blessings, Martinez and Melissa. I
Aw,
love your podcast."
thank you,
So
sugar. I
I,
love
I,
that. Thank
I,
you.
I want to show those because we were just talking about how people have this like sometimes hateful narrative for people who don't know, but there's also like sugar people who love what we do, people who love and pay attention what we do, and that's great.
It's huge.
Um,
It's why we do it. Like that, there's no other reason why I do these things except for just to meet. Like, look, if I weren't doing it, I wouldn't be meeting you or Gabriella or Sugar. Like all these people, it is 1,000% why I do this. I'm like
that's
here in the
right.
bigger game to help people and do good, amazing, positive things. I know Bravo can be negative and like insane, but overall, it's like I want to help people and be a voice for people that want a voice or need to be heard. That's why I like to do this. Like on Namaste Bitches, we share everything, the good, the bad. Teresa's talked about stuff that's gone on in her life or the show that's crazy, her relationship with her brother. I just got off, as you and I were talking about, because we were supposed to do this last week. I just got off from having a miscarriage. A lot of the stuff you don't want to talk about, but then why are we doing this? Like, why am I
That's right.
here? Like, because a million other people are going through what I go through or what you go through. So, yes, of course, it started as Bravo, but it's become a lot more than that to me, for sure.
And I think I think that's a great part of somebody who wants to have a voice, like you said yourself.
Right,
You want people to connect with you in a deeper level. Like, yes, we love Bravo, but there's a lot of topics that we as people go through that we can connect
right,
with each other. Even like I said that before, when I watch a Bravo show, I try to connect with the cast in a
right,
level that I can understand them,
right.
and I see myself in them. So that's
In their
how,
shoes, totally.
ex- yeah, that's how you pick teams, perhaps.
Right.
There is a question here that I want to read because I think it's interesting. Melissa, you will make a great New Jersey housewife. Is that something you
Yeah,
will consider?
I love that, Elle. I mean, hell yeah, I would be on with my girl. Listen, never say never. I'm thinking about getting a place there. So
That would be amazing. Guess what? I am moving back to Jersey. Like I told you before, I grew up in Richwood, right? But now I live upstate New York with my husband. So we were trying to escape the pandemic. So I'm making my way back down to Jersey so we can be neighbors.
dude, that would be dope. You mean Teresa? That would be so.
Yes.
Listen, I would love to do it. I just think not only just for like the cattiness, but it helps you build like your business, your brand. And just for building Namaste Bitches and the brand that we're trying to, make from that, just as a business perspective, I think it would be awesome. And Jersey, I mean, side piece, I think I've had almost the entire cast. I had Frank Catania like 3 times, Joe B, Lexi. I went on Margaret's podcast like 2 years ago with Lexi, Marge Sr., Dolores. We had Jennifer Aiden on, like the whole cast I pretty much know. Brittany. Yeah. So
That is awesome. Talking about cast members you have interviewed, who's your favorite Bravo level that you have interviewed, either from Jersey or for any franchise or for any show on Bravo?
I would say there's probably 3 if I can have that because they
Sure.
are different meanings. So I would say Cynthia Bailey, because Cynthia is how I met. Well, 2 people are the reasons why I met Teresa. So Cynthia Bailey, I love her. I think she's badass. She's awesome. And also, when we became close, and she was like, hey, at the time she was married to Mike. She's like, Mike can't go to the Ultimate Girls Trip premiere in LA. Do you want to be my date? So I was her date to the Ultimate Girls Trip premiere. And that's how I initially met the cast of the Ultimate Girls Trip, the first one,
Hmm.
and Teresa. But also Teresa's attorney, I had on Side Piece. And through that, I built a relationship with him. And so I met Teresa, and her attorney was like, hey, this Melissa girl is going. You should talk to her. And from the 2 of those, that's how Teresa and I met. And we started this whole everything that we're doing.
So that's how pretty much like Namaste Bitches came to be.
That's exact. It's 1,000,000,000%. It wasn't anything. It wasn't like first meeting her and like, this is the idea. It was, let's meet, let's hit it off. Oh, we're cool. Like, I like you a lot. Let's do something super cool. And then that's how Namaste Bitches started. And then not related to meeting Teresa, I love Alexia from Miami.
Ah,
Like,
that's
she's my girl too.
that's my mother.
Yes,
I
love
call her
her.
my mother, uh, because when I met her at BravoCon, I have this funny story. I was at the Legends Ball during BravoCon last year, and my seating was right next to the Miami girls when they were walking down the aisle for the filming of Watch What Happened Live that night, and I started screaming at her in Spanish to get
Oh,
her attention because
yeah,
nobody spoke Spanish around
right.
her. So I was like, this is going to be my way to get it. And I was like, and I told her, you remind me of my mother. The way that you
Oh,
act on the show, the way that you protect your kid, the way that you talk about it, no matter how many mistakes they have made or anything, they still are your kids in the light of your life.
totally.
So
Did
I
she hear
love
you
her.
and respond?
Oh yeah, we took a photo.
Aw,
It was a whole experience. So it was amazing. So yeah, I love Alexia. I'm happy you love Alexia too.
I love, at BravoCon. So I went and I was a host for one of the panels. It was the family panel with like Candy Todd, Riley. It was Frank Dolores, Frankie Jr. It was Meredith and Brooks. And then it was Teresa, Gia, and Louie. And it was like a whole family one. It was so dope. Um, and later that night, Teresa and we were all going out to dinner, and then Alexia and Todd came.
Hmm.
And I mean, Alexia, Teresa, and it was like
Crazy,
amazing. So much
amazing.
so, like the three of us together, we're actually going on a little vacation together in a couple weeks. Yeah,
Ooh, we
super.
got some exclusive tea right now
Yeah,
dropping
maybe
here.
we'll do something on site on the beach. We'll call you
I,
in.
yes,
We'll have
please. You
our
got my.
martinis ready.
Uh, if you let me know, I will have a martini. We'll FaceTime. I will sit in the backyard of my house, pretending that I'm like sitting by the beach with you guys.
I love
I'm
it.
there.
We should do it. I'll FaceTime you. Be like, "What's up?" And Teresa and Alexia will, and then you guys can talk Spanish. I know un poquito.
Ah,
But it's like I took Spanish for 6 years because I was like, this is my jam. Like, I want to learn this. And I knew it. Like, I was like, perfect. But if you don't use it, you lose it. And now I'm
tell
like,
me about it.
yeah,
I moved here when I was 13, right? Obviously, English is my second language, but has become my first language because that's what I use on the daily.
right.
The only person I spoke in Spanish is to my mother because she doesn't speak much English. So sometimes I like struggling to like, okay, what is that word again? Can you please repeat that for me? I
Does your
forgot what it
husband know
means.
Spanish?
What's that?
Does your
No, my
husband?
husband. Oh no.
No.
Hola.
Oh, well,
Like
hey, one baby steps. You know what I
baby
always do
steps.
with languages I don't know? The first things I go and ask somebody is like, how do you say this bad word in your language? Because I feel like if anything, if you just know the bad words, you're set.
Yes. My best friend growing up in Ridgewood, his family is Italian and Greek, and his dad actually migrated from Greece. So he spoke Greek fluently, and that was my first question. How can you say like really
Fuck
bad
off.
words? I was like, he's like Malaka. I was like, what that means? And he was like, yes, now I know that word. So yeah,
The best.
I love that. It's
I
just
love that with
great.
Alexia. That's a great like connection. She's awesome. She's so fun. I love her. Love her.
And another question. I know you have interviewed pretty much the whole entire Bravo universe, but one person that you haven't and you would love to have on your podcast.
One person. I would say Nini, maybe. I had
Ooh.
Candy. Um, Candy was fun. Probably Nini or Portia.
Oh my gosh, that would be iconic. Nini is an
Yeah,
icon.
I know. That would be
Like,
dope.
I think she is. I mean, I think she's the queen of like confessionals. Like, she can read people
Amazing.
in a
That's
way
why
that
I
is
used to know,
unique.
like we would just like go. Like we just go back, it'd be fun. And I would pick up what she's putting down. Those
And
I would say Nini and Portia, probably.
I, yeah, I totally see that. I love that. There's a question from Tay Tay the Savior.
What's up, TJ?
Your favorite Bravo franchise?
Oh, ooh, put me on a spot, Tay Tay. I mean, listen, I have to go with my girls franchise. I mean, I have to go with Jersey. I've always loved it. Just like you know, I've seen it from the start. I've seen all of them from the start. So I shouldn't say like that's the only one. I've seen every show from the start. Um, I mean, just Bravo because like I know them. They're like family, like Dolores, like they're family to me, right? I love them. I would do anything for the ones that I'm cool with. And of course, my girl Teresa and Louis, like they're my jam. I would say outside though of Housewives,
Hmm.
um, I would probably say Family Karma.
Ooh, that's my jam right there too.
That's a
I'm
good one.
so I'm so upset that they haven't announced
I
a season
know.
4 for Family Karma. Like,
They're just
bravo, let's
teasing.
go.
They're just teasing. They're teasing. They're teasing. But you know what? And I apologize to everyone because I've had most of the cast. I had Monica and Bali, Anisha, I had Amrit, I had Vishal, like I've had everybody. So, but Vishal was my first one. And his PR team was like, hey, would you want to have him? And I was like, ugh, I don't want to watch Family Karma. Like I'm overloaded with everything else. And Family Karma just seems like a spin-off in a way of like Shaw's, and Shaw's was still going on. And I just was like not into Family Karma. I didn't watch the whole first season at all. The second season was starting up and they were like, hey, do you want to have a show on? And I was like, ugh, fine. So I was like, fuck, but I don't know what to talk to him about because I want to know, like, I want to give it back. When they say a scene or they say somebody, I want to know, I want to be knowledgeable,
Yeah.
and look this stuff up. So I was like, ugh, I have to binge. I have a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old. Like I'm, becoming a certified nutritionist. Like really now I have to binge Family Karma on top of all the other Bravo shows. Like it's a lot. It's a full-time job.
It
So I
is.
binged the whole first season of Family Karma. And I was like, holy shit, I'm in love. Like it's so good. And every time a cast would come on, I would apologize to them. Like I did
Oh,
not want to watch you guys. If it weren't for Vishal trying to like, there are people like saying, hey, do you want to have him on? I wouldn't have given you guys a chance. And I'm so thankful that I did. I think that show is awesome.
yeah, I agree. I interview Bali. I love Bali.
She's
To me,
awesome.
she is an icon. And since I talked to her, I told her like I got into Family Karma too a little late in the game. I didn't start watching from the beginning. Somebody actually recommended to me that you should watch Family Karma, and I was like, this show is so good, and it works because they are friends, they are family who
Totally.
know
Totally.
from childhood, so
Right.
that's why their show seems more like refreshing.
Right.
It's like a breath of air compared to other shows on Bravo. So I'm just waiting for Bravo to announce it because I mean, if Bravo is making 20 freaking below decks, which by the way, I mean, I like below deck once in a while, but it's like there's
There's a
like
lot
three.
now.
Oh, yeah, like
I
come
know.
on,
There's a
how
lot.
many boats can you sail in the Mediterranean?
Yeah.
Like I'm tired.
There's a
So
lot.
if you're gonna choose below deck over Family Karma, I'm like no, I want my Family Karma back. I need them to
Yes.
shine once again at BravoCon because to me they were one of the stars at BravoCon. That Legends Ball outfit that they were wearing, like those like traditional
Amazing.
Indian,
Amazing.
beyond,
They're awesome.
beyond.
I love them. And you know what? To your point, like I love it because it's organic. It's true. It's their real life. Like they're all real family members and friends and everything like this. Where the housewives sometimes it gets not frustrating, but like if you're putting two people together that don't know each other and they may be different ages, it's not like you're forcing them together because you think they're good personalities and this would make a good show. Whereas like the old days, like when all the housewives started out, it's like these people actually were friends. They knew each
Mhm.
other. It was real. It was like deep friendship and connections. So that's like at the root of these shows. That's what I miss and I appreciate is that the people that are actually there because they're together in their life somehow and not just thrown into a mix.
I agree. I 100% agree. And talking about organic friendships, you already mentioned how you met Teresa. So you were at Teresa's the bridal shower,
Yes.
and it has become a huge topic of conversation since the air, because some people are saying that Teresa knew because she was dressed like ready for a bridal, or Jennifer Aiden was pushing her culture too much into the audience or into the party, like making about herself. I actually reached out to Jennifer and I asked her that question, and she graciously answered. She said like, "Hey, we were thinking about fun stuff to do. We run it by Louis' family, and they agree, and so everybody enjoyed it except those who were complaining." So I know what she meant.
Right.
uh, so I want to know your perspective as an actual guest at the shower.
I mean, Teresa didn't know. And by the way, Teresa dresses up like all the time for stuff like that. I mean, it was literally just supposed to be like a get together dinner or whatever it was with the kids. She didn't know. And the whole Jennifer, because you know how it is, they tape for hours and then they just put like 2 minutes in. So they made it seem like this whole Jennifer thing and what she was doing was was the whole bridal shower. It wasn't. It was maybe like 10 minutes. I was sitting right there next to it. I danced a little bit. Like she did her thing. She put on Teresa, and like that was it. They really didn't touch on it that much at the actual bridal shower. It was talking, it was eating, it was having drinks, and everyone kind of intertwined, mingling. And that was, like I said, like at the very end, the very end.
Yeah, and that's what people don't understand. Like reality TV shows are not filmed like it's an hour filming. No, it's hours and hours and hours, and they chop what they have into like little bits that we get. Like we
Right.
only are fed like half an hour of film when those have been filmed for like 9 hours straight.
Right.
So
I think we
when
were there for like 3 to 4 hours.
and
Like
it seemed like you were there for like 10.
yeah. I mean, I was the last one. I almost blew it. So me and one of Teresa's makeup people, like two of the makeup hair people, Lucia and Lexi, they were doing my hair and makeup, and graciously, I needed a face. You know, you can't come around these bitches and look like, mom. So I needed my face on. So they were like, "Yo, we'll do you real quick before we go." And then like we were slow to get there, and we literally dive in, and people are like, and they thought it was Teresa, and they're like, "Get in!" And literally, we ran in, we turned around, we plopped down. I like backed my ass up and just in the front in front of everybody, like Dolores, everybody. I was just like screwed my ass up, just trying to find a spot, and like Teresa walked in minutes later.
Wow.
But we were there for a good amount of time, for sure.
And it seemed like it was a fun time.
Yeah,
That's
it
for
was
sure.
fun. I sat next to Ashley Darby, because Teresa and Ashley had done stuff in the past together, and they're cool. I had Ashley on side piece, so I've had a relationship with her. So it was cool. Like I actually sat next to her, and we got to just talk and chit chat. But again, like you don't see those things. Did you even see Ashley there? I
Like
don't
for a
even.
hot second.
Yeah, exactly. So it was, I sat at the main table and talked to Dolores and Jackie and them for probably 30 minutes alone. And then, eating and desserts, and drinking and pictures. So the whole Jennifer thing was very small amount of time.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted you to say. I wanted you as a guest to like acknowledge like, hey, you guys are making this
Way
what
bigger.
is way yeah, like it's not what it is.
And by
Like
the way, it wasn't someone that Teresa's like, and they're putting all this like hoopla on to like, look at me, look at me. I mean, Teresa and Jennifer are very good friends. So Jennifer is helping to plan this. She wants to do something fun. Like, whatever. It's not a big fucking deal. Like, who cares?
that's what I said. Like it's not a big fucking deal. If
No.
they're having a good time, like, and that's another part that it really makes me like sometimes like cringy, like reading comments of like people online. And like you can have an opinion, but if you see these people having a great time,
Right.
why
And
you
don't be a
why
dick about it.
that's right. Like let them have a good time. They're
It's like we were
enjoying
like
it.
throwing darts at like Melissa's, like a cutout of Melissa and throwing darts at her face. I mean, we were like a fun like dance. Everyone's wearing the things and getting into it and like shaking their ass. It was fun. It's so not a big deal
I
at all.
agree. I heard or I seen that you guys are nominated for an award show for an
I
award.
know, that was amazing, dude. It was insane. So our producer sends us a picture of this, of the Wowie Award.
Yeah.
And we're like, what is this? And she said, I don't know. Like a friend of mine happened to see it on Twitter or something and sent it to me. And like, isn't this your podcast? And so my producer was like, I didn't know, and sent it to us. And we're like, What the F? How did we not know about this? And vote. Like, go tell everybody to go vote for us. No, it doesn't matter. It's super cool. I mean, we're new. We're still new. We're still a baby. We, really only launched in September or October.
And you've
Um,
been like, you got the 1 million plus downloads and stuff,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's huge,
Yeah,
huge.
that was cool. That was cool. A couple weeks ago, I think we hit 1 million. And it's like listen, it is my fourth baby. I have two real kids, a 5 and a 4-year-old. Side piece has been my third baby, and now Namaste is my fourth. And it's like just like any baby, like they're a pain in your ass. They make you work hard, but all you want is to see them grow and be successful and all this stuff. So I take it all as like they're my children, and I just need to grow it and make it a success, just like I would my real kids. So I'm very proud of Namaste and what we've done. And you listen, you know how hard it is. People are like, "Oh, podcast, you just throw your computer up in a mic." Like, it's freaking
Yeah,
hard.
it is hard. What
Like,
people don't see is the craziness happening behind the scenes. Like
yeah,
trying to put everything together. Take the
totally,
time to do your research. Take your time to get a guest. Take your time to
totally,
know what the guest is doing. Also, you have to have a little personality to sit down in front of a camera
totally.
and record all the stuff.
It's
So
not
yeah,
easy just to like shit. Like, if you're not having much and they're not having much, you're gonna have a dud. Like, it's gonna suck. But like, even
yeah,
look at us. We're talking, and instantly I was like, "Hell yeah, dude! I'm coming on your like. We're doing this."
yeah.
And Gabriella was just like, "He is the best. He is so sweet." And I listen to everything she says because she knows the whole social media. Like, I can't keep up with everything. I can't. Mom, kids. I have a business with a nutritionist. Like, I'm a nutritionist. I have a business helping people lose weight or whatever with their food. I'm a wife. I have these podcasts. Social media is a whole world and a whole job in itself.
It's
So
a beast.
yeah, it's a beast. So I'm like, dude, I can't, I don't have time for all this shit. So you just tell me what I need to know. And you were like, top of the top of the top. Like, you have to do this. And then look what happens. Just the time, and like, we're scheduling this. I have a fucking miscarriage. Like, we get delayed. It's like, but it's time. Like, behind the scenes, people don't understand the time it takes to actually make a good interview or a good podcast or a good episode. So I give you a lot of credit because you're on fire, and that's awesome.
Thank you. That means a lot to me because I listen to you, to your podcast, Side Piece, and I also listen to Namaste Bitches. So I appreciate the compliment a lot.
You're the
Thank
best,
you.
Eddie. You're so sweet.
So, talking about, we've been talking about Bravo and the Bravo universe and the craziness. And in the past few months, there has been something called the Scandoval that I'm pretty sure you are
Yeah.
very aware of.
Oh yes, I've heard.
Because I think even the president has heard about Scandoval because we have Ariana going to the White House for the press dinner.
Dinner, yeah.
Um, what's your take on it?
I mean, it's just a lot. I feel like it was a little blown out of proportion. Like, I get that there was like shitty things done, but we also, my thing is, and I know people go both ways because like it's not like these people were good friends. Then it happened like Raquel and Ariana were actually good friends, which makes it a little, you know, more shady and more
Shitty, yeah,
shitty.
yeah.
Um, but like, the show has had this since the birth of it, like the cheatings, the Tom was with Kristen and goes to Ariana, like Jax is cheated, like I feel like the show is based upon that.
Yeah.
So I get the relationship part, like you and I are such good friends and you're going and having sex with my dude. I don't think Ariana and Tom were like in the best place of their relationship. It seemed like they could have probably ended it a long time ago.
Yeah.
Again, doesn't make it right. Like, you should end it then. Like, if you're not happy, you're not having sex, you guys aren't jiving, then end it instead of doing the bullshit behind the back, and then it becomes this, right? And did you not learn anything from everybody else that had done this? Did you not learn from your first mistake when you cheated on Kristen with her, and then the shit that you got for that? Did you not learn from Jax and what he did?
Oh,
Like, I always tell my kids, it's like talking to my kids, my 4 and 3-year-old. If you make a mistake, say sorry, and then never fucking do it again. So what are we not learning here, people? But it's just the whole Vanderpump has been this, like the cheating and the scandals.
I think what I think what hit the strings of emotion in people this time is because I think Ariana is one of those like fave
Yeah, for
characters on the
sure.
show, and maybe like the least polarizing one,
Right,
because you know you have the Lalas and the James Kennedy who are very polarizing. Like either
right,
you like them or you do not.
right,
Like they have sharp tongues and they are not afraid to use them. So people kind of like feel in some kind of way about them. But
right,
Ariana was such a like kind of like unifying
right.
image of the
Totally,
show.
totally.
So I can see why it feels different, but it's true. Vanderpump Rules has been built on the back of
Everything.
mistakes,
And I
cheating,
love
and stuff
Tina,
like
but
that.
like she had whatever she had on with Brandy and that, like, and I love her. I love Sheena. Like I just was talking with her, but like the whole show has been this. And I just don't understand, like, but again, if it were like, look at what happened to Lala and Randall. Like that
Awful.
wasn't really as big. They didn't spend much time with that, you know, and that was like a big deal. A kid is involved. Like Ariana and Tom don't have children. So they had a house. So like Lala going through it with her disgusting cheating husband and a baby, you would think that would be bigger. But I think you're right because it's Lala and maybe people don't like her as much. It got way blown out bigger with Tom and Ariana.
And the funniest part is like I I like pretty much when I watch non-housewife shows, I tend to like everybody on the cast.
Yeah.
When it comes to housewife, I do become a little like, okay, this is my team.
My
This is
team,
what
it's your team.
you know.
Of course.
When it comes to Vanderpump Rules, I pretty much like everybody.
Yeah.
So when people talk about Lala in some kind of way, I'm like, but Lala is freaking hilarious.
If you
Like
know them is to love them, right? You have to know what she's gonna do. Like you have to know in
yeah,
the moment this is she's gonna pop off, right? And you're gonna know that then like what Katie's gonna be doing or like Ariana in the background. Like you just know to know them is to love them, or I guess to know them is to hate them.
yeah. I just love people who are not afraid to pop off. To be honest, like
Big.
I maybe the Jersey in me, but I love somebody who is not afraid to just like go off
I
hard.
I love it, man. That makes me feel better when I do that. I have to watch myself, make sure it's not on my children. But like if you're gonna get me going, I'm gonna go. Like I'll go.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah. That's when I tell people, do not make me go Jersey on your ass because
I'm
it goes hard.
from Ohio. I live in LA, but I'm from Ohio. And I played sports my whole life. And all I've ever done is talk shit because
Uh-huh.
I would play sports. But I talk shit because I could back it up. It wasn't like empty words. And then I talk the talk, but I walk the walk because I was good at sports. So then I was like, I'm allowed to talk shit because I actually am better than you. If I was sucked at sports, I would have shut my mouth and not talk so much shit. But like that's always stuck with me, like this like competitor in me. So if I feel I'm making a point or in on something and I'm right and my stuff is valid, I will go. Like go. And my husband calls me Feaster DA because he's like, you missed your calling. You should have been an attorney.
Love it.
So I love a good pop off.
Talking about pop off and Jersey, what's your take on this season as a viewer?
I mean, it's sad for me because, you know, Teresa's like my best friend. So when you see things happening to someone that you love, and you know the backstory on top of that, like that wasn't how it played out. And they didn't do that. And she didn't say that. Like you see these lies or you see how they kind of spin things. It's hard. Like there's a couple episodes that I kind of just stopped watching because it's sad. Like you don't want to see anything happen to your friend.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think it was crazy. I think there's a lot of toxicity. I think there's a lot of stuff going on in the background that people don't know that's
Mhm.
affecting everybody. But yeah, overall, just I guess I would say sad. I'm sad for Teresa.
And it's really sad because it was supposed to be a happy season for her.
Yeah, I know.
It was supposed to be her wedding season, and like everybody should be excited. And I mean, even if your team, whatever team you want to be, I mean, people should be, understanding that like getting married is such a like
Totally.
happy time, and it's been kind of like used by some people to make it about themselves. I don't want to say names, but I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. Um,
I have no
it's
idea
gonna
what you're talking about.
no, not at all. But I just it definitely. like you said, like it's just sad to watch
Yeah.
what it was supposed to be something happy.
Well, I'm happy because it will be the wedding, and like the
Yeah,
wedding special will be amazing. But I know that there was still drama around that. Like I was at the
yeah.
wedding. It was epic. It was incredible. It was everything that you see and more. It was just phenomenal. But yeah, there were some negative things that kind of got in the way and were based around the wedding, which will be sad to see. But overall, like it was amazing. It was an amazing wedding. We saw Teresa get married. Unfortunately, then the reunion is probably gonna hit after that. I don't know when the reunion, maybe after the special. And then
Right after the special.
it's after the special, wedding special. Yeah.
Hmm.
Because they just had that, and that was a lot. So, it's going to go up high and excited and happy, and then it's going to go back to the reunion. So,
Gonna crash back down
yeah,
because, and for what I heard, that reunion
yeah,
was a roller coaster of emotion. That at one point you just want to get off of it because it's a lot. And even Andy said himself that he hasn't been in a reunion so emotional. And we had the Band Upon Rules reunion that is just as crazy coming up too. So,
I think the Jersey one's going to go head to head with that, though.
oh yeah,
I
for
think the
sure.
Jersey one was pretty crazy.
And I think it's kind of like, I don't know if it's gonna be the closing chapter for these family issues between Teresa and her family, but I hope I hope it's like the start of a new chapter for Teresa because
Yeah,
I mean, we as viewers have been dealing with like for the
10
past
years.
12 years,
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure Teresa have been dealing with that with this issue longer than that,
right.
and I think she's probably ready to move forward with her
Yeah,
life.
it's been a lot. Sometimes we got to like close the chapter and start a new one,
Yeah,
and this is one for sure.
let's close the podcast with a fun round of this or
Uh-oh!
that.
I
Let's
love a good game. What
it's
is
just
it, rapid fire?
rapid fires.
I gotta get my cocktail. Oh, I don't have one.
So there's it's going to be a this or that type of game.
Okay.
It's just like 5 questions, and I want you don't have to elaborate, but if you want to elaborate, I want your opinion on them. So
I'm
let's
in.
start.
Let's go, baby.
Are you more a summer house or a winter house type of girl?
Summer.
Good, me too.
I love it.
Page,
I miss Andrea.
page, yes.
He's so
Andrea
hot.
is like the hottest person on Bravo, like
Ever.
hands down.
I had him on side piece, and I'm like, concentrate, Melissa. I was like, what?
I
What are we
re-
talking about?
like seeing him in person at BravoCon is like seeing a huge, shiny, big ball of light.
Yeah, he's so hot.
It's like blinding. It's like, oh my gosh, dude, like don't look at me because I don't know.
And if
Yeah, he's
anyone
so hot.
else wore the whatever, like the one button thing, I would be like, you are the biggest fucking douchebag ever. But with him, I'm like, do we even
No,
need
keep
that
doing
one
it.
button? Like, just take the whole thing off, please. Just please. Let's go.
The next one will be Paige, Amanda, and Sierra or Lindsay Hubs.
The other three.
Lindsay or Danielle. Now we have this crazy drama going on in Summer
Yeah.
House.
Probably Danielle. She writes hard for her girl. And maybe we don't see the backstory of Lindsay, but like on TV, like Danielle is always writing for Lindsay. Like always. She has been ride or die.
I agree with that one. The most iconic Lisa, Vanderpump or Rena?
Oh, LVP, please.
Yes. The best clapback nickname, Bambi I bitch or Worm with a mustache?
Poo poo head.
Yes.
I'm so happy because I was like, I heard something like the like there's a little trailer of the reunion, and I was Teresa and I were recording and right before this, and I was like, shit, hold on, can I find it? And I literally just I unmuted it at the time that I hear poo poo head, and James go, oh, I'm gonna get in timeout or something like from Daddy Andy, and I was like, poo poo head from James. Like that is the fucking best. I feel like my 3-year-old was standing there saying that. Like they would love that. I'm going with poo poo head.
I love that. Yeah, James Kennedy is definitely the number one guy of the show.
I think Tom
100%.
is just so. I used to think he was cute,
Yeah,
even when
me
he would
too.
do his bullshit and like be annoying. I was always like, oh, but he's like hottish. But
Hmm.
now, like the mustache and the hair and like it's just it's not working for me.
Yeah, he looks like a sweaty 70s porn star.
He does like a porn star, like, but not
Like
like
no.
one that you want to bang,
Yeah,
an
like the one that
old
kind of like fast forward the movie.
yeah, like, oh, I don't want to see that at all. Yeah, I just not, and not because he did the cheating. It's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's not working for me. No.
And the last one, this is really funny. Namaste Teresa or Patterson Teresa.
Oh, oh,
You can see both.
oh. I would like because listen, I like my Namaste Teresa and my calm. I want calmness and peace for her. But if you're going to come for us, then we got to come back for you. So I like both of them. Like I'm
Okay.
nice and sweet. Like people were like, she's the nicest person you've ever met. But like
Yeah.
if you F with my family, my kids, my husband, my friends, like that's it. It's going. We're on.
100%.
We're on.
Well, that's it, Melissa. Thank you so much
Thank
for.
you. This was amazing. I was a little nervous. I thought you were gonna hit me with some harder questions.
No, I wanted to go
You just wanted to easy.
shady enough, shady enough.
Just a tip for fun.
Just a tip for fun.
Next time we'll go full pledge. We can do that. When I'm having martinis with Alexia and Teresa, that's when we can get the hard hitting questions. And when we're
Oh
drunk,
yes.
because those answers
Oh,
will be way more fun.
and
I'm
then we take
sober.
shots. We
This is
take
sober,
shots.
Melissa. Drunk Melissa is way more fun. This is what
Talking about that.
people are like, how much coffee have you had today? Or like all the time with my interviews, like if it's early interview and I'm like, me, they're like, what the fuck? What are you on? Like, how much caffeine have we had? How many drinks have we had? I'm like, I'm just a lunatic at all times of the day, like all times of the day.
Say, I love that because I
I,
vibe with people like that. I don't vibe with quiet people. I vibe
I
with like the
know.
loudest people in the room.
I'm like, and then when you're trying to interview them and you're like pulling it out, oh my God. That's why sometimes with people, when they're like, can I come on the show and like be a guest? I just see them as oh, this is not going to be a fun interview because you're not going to be fun. And there
Yeah,
are people in the Bravo world that are like that. So it's tough because it's like that might be a good guest, but are they going to be a good interviewer? Because
yeah,
there's a big difference, right?
that's right.
So yeah, yeah.
Well, last
This was
I want to
awesome.
ask you,
I really
uh,
appreciate it.
am I gonna see you at BravoCon?
Vegas, Sin City.
Yes,
Yeah. I'm hoping that Teresa and I could do something too live there for Namaste Bitches.
that would be amazing.
Yeah. So
And
we're working on it.
I'm gonna try to find you all at BravoCon. I would be I'll make sure that we have a
Are you
content
going?
at BravoCon. Oh hell yeah! I'm already
Of
booked. I'm booked.
course.
I'm booked and ready.
Yes. All right. Are the dates out?
Yes, yes they are.
Wow, I need to get on this shit. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
in Vegas. It's November 1st. No, November 3rd to the 5th. But I'm
Ooh.
arriving on November 1st. I'm arriving 2 days earlier because I want to enjoy Vegas.
Yeah. I get a little Sin City in before it gets really crazy.
Crazy.
Oh, I'm
Because,
pumped.
yeah,
I'm
I
pumped.
made the mistake of like arriving the day before in New York because I live upstate. So I decided to go the night before BravoCon last year. And I wish I did. I went the day before of that because it was already crazy. Like people were already
Totally.
there. It was nuts.
It
So
was
this
madness.
time I'm going the day before. I mean 2 days
Good.
before, so I can
Good.
get my Vegas in.
Yes. Well, we will for sure see each other and hang out and take some shots or have a martini because that will be a blast.
Yes, and dance our ass off on a table because
Yeah.
I love a good dance on a table moment.
Love it. I love it. I love it. I will
But
join you on the table for sure.
yes, well, Melissa, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate you so much for this. Anything you want to plug? This is your time, your space.
Yeah,
Shoot
you
the shot.
guys just check out. I have Side Piece Show. It's a podcast that I do That comes out every Thursday. And then I have Namaste Bitches podcast. That's Namaste Bitches Pod that's on Instagram. I'm at Melissa Pfeister Instagram. And Namaste Bitches, we have a new episode out every single Wednesday. And we get into all. Of course, it's Bravo and Jersey drama, but like it's also, like I always say about Teresa, that's a small part of who Teresa is, the show. She's a mom, she's a wife, she runs businesses. Like the show is just a small part of who she is, which is another reason why we want to do this podcast. Like to show people that we're more than just some Bravo thing. I mean, like I said last week, I was just the episode that's out now, it was just about me having a miscarriage. Yeah. Or one was about like being physically abused, or Teresa talking about having to go to jail and like how that affected her. So it's a lot of like real life, real shit, because we want to relate and be a good voice for people that, maybe are going through the same stuff that we did. So check out Namaste Bitches, guys. Every Wednesday. I think you will really like it.
I love it. And thank you everybody who joined with the question.
Thank you, guys.
I hear you. Melissa, thank you once again so much. And for those who are listening, if you enjoyed this interview and you want more, you know where to find me at Martini with Eddie. Please subscribe to the podcast. Please like Instagram and all the stuff. Do all the fancy stuff with the social media. Martini with Eddie. And Melissa, I will see you at Bravo
soon.
Yes.
Let's do this. Part dose soon.
Oh, we're doing part dose, and I'm gonna be waiting for that FaceTime call with you, with Teresa and Alexia, so we can take shots together.
I'll let you know when we're going down, and then we can FaceTime.
Sounds great. Well, Melissa, thank you so much, and everybody who joined, bye, besties.
Peace.